Good morning, stackers! Here is your week daily gold, silver, and platinum price analysis, normally live but pre-recorded today. My name is Joe Main. The show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, my preferred physical bullion dealer, and WealthStack, wealthstack.com, my preferred unallocated gold program. Amazingly low fees, all the extra perks. Go check out both websites. Finally, of course, we have to do the synchronized slurp. Grab your tasty beverage. Here we go. A pre-recorded synchronized slurp in 3, 2, 1. Do it. Okay, let's take a look at gold. Gold on the weekly time frame, priced in USD 2,660 US dollars using the tradingview.com website. Not a lot has changed except, look, good to see that we did have this dip on the weekly, and I'll go back to the daily in just a second, but on the weekly time frame, we opened just a few days ago, the new trading week, we went all the way down to $2,625 roughly, but we've broken back up and we are so far above the mother of all trend lines, so that's good to see. Okay, let me show you the mother of all trend lines. If you're one of the new subscribers that I've had overnight, I will show you the mother of all trend lines. You probably hit the subscribe button because you've seen this already, but for the uninitiated, very quickly, if you can see that above my head right there, you have the peak of 1980, the peak of 2011. That formed the mother of all trend lines, starting all the way back in 1980, right? And now we're just around that area right now. Okay, so we're back above it. Good to see. Let me go to the daily now. Okay, while we're above it, that's good news. So far, so good. I will caution you, however, that as I've been saying for a while, I'm feeling like it's a little bit peaky in gold, okay? Anywhere from around now up to around about, and I'll show you in just a second, up to around about 3,000 US dollars, anywhere between now and there could peak anywhere between there and have some retracement, okay? I know it's a largish move. We're talking, $340 move, okay? So it's a bit of a large range, but from here it is starting to look peaky. What's giving me those indications? We'll go back to the weekly. Again, just because we are an extremely overvalued already on the relative strength index on the weekly time frame, again, you can spend some good bit of time there, hence the potential move up to that max $3,000 area. Possibly not even there. On the monthly time frame, you can see we're already in extremely overvalued or overbought, as they call it, on the relative strength index on the monthly time frame and on the quarterly as well. Now, this is the one thing that gives me pause to say we could move higher before a retrace, a larger retrace, which we will have. I think it will be a short-term retrace. Of course, I'm very bullish for gold over the long-term, years and decade to come. But on the quarterly chart, we've just moved into extremely overvalued. But as you can see here, you can spend a decent amount of time in there. Okay, so that's what gives me pause to think, hey, if we don't start retracing from here, the retrace, which we always have, prices go up and down, over the last 1, 2, 3, nearly a year, so over the last 9 months or so. Actually, if you go back to a year since we posted the low down here around about 1,800-ish kind of dollars, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive quarters which have been green quarters, okay? Eventually something will give, and it's getting peaky from around about here. But because we've just poked into extremely overvalued, that's what gives me that pause to think, hey, if we do continue up from here, it's more like a short-term blow off top, looking at anywhere between 2,875 to 3,000 US dollars for me personally. You may have different targets, and that's okay. But if we go right back to the daily, again, we do this week daily, hit the big red subscribe button. The positive side of it, I guess, is that we are back above the mother of all trend lines, which I just showed you right there. And we had that little weekly dip, and now we're back above it. So that's a good sign, okay? I just will caution you, of course, we have been in extremely overvalued on the daily time frame as well, back at the just a number of days ago, okay? There's nothing to say it can't continue up from here and have another big move. Definitely, absolutely possible. That would then give, credence to say, up to this general area could be it, but it's starting to look peaky from here. That's all I'm going to say. If, for example, we were to retrace from here, it's not surprising at all because we're already in these extremely overvalued areas on multiple longer time frames, okay? Let's talk about the lower prices. What we don't want to see go any lower than, I don't want to see it go any lower than preferably this trend line right here. Call it 2,500 and $62,570 US dollars. If that breaks, then you are definitely, I would say, definitely coming down to at least 2470. The more times you test an area, though, the more likely it is to be taken out. So I'm going to caution you, not caution you, but I'm just let you know my best buy zone. My best buy zone on gold is anywhere between, and I'm not saying it's going there, but just keep it in the back of your mind. 2,250, anywhere down to 2,150 is my personal best buy zone, best risk to reward. Should you be dollar cost averaging anyway? Yes, it's the best way to do it. You just buy on the regular, whether it's going up or whether it's going down. But if you're the type of person that wants to wait for a big retrace, that might be an area to consider. Although the other factor you need to consider in is, what if we have this massive move? As I was saying yesterday, what if we have this massive move first and then we have the retrace? So what happens if we do this for a little bit, say here or even up to here, and then that's the retrace? That's the ultimate scenario that you would want to see, either this or that, and then that kind of bounce. That would be the ultimate move. Pump up to there, then that's the big retrace, and then a lot of support from buyers around about this area. That would be very good. But just as I said, keep in mind, looking peaky from here. That's all I'm going to say for gold. But so far so good, while we continue to remain above the mother of all trend lines. When we start closing days below it, then and particularly weeks, I'll start to get more confident that we come down here. That is gold. Let's take a look at silver. Silver on the daily time frame, USD, $31.85 US cents. Again, because we have closed the month above 31 US dollars, that has been my final hurdle, as you know. So we did technically, let me get rid of that. We did technically close above 31 US dollars. This was just a couple of days ago. So I have to say I'm 100% confident that higher prices are coming. Okay, and while we're above it, that's great to see. So on the monthly time frame, we're still above 31. That's the final hurdle right there. Close on the monthly. On the weekly time frame, on the monthly, you've got room still to move on the relative strength index. So that's why I think silver will continue to outperform gold in this next coming few months. I think weekly time frame, you are not even back into extremely overvalued. We're still over 31. So that's, again, so far so good. And on the daily time frame, we have not gone into extremely overvalued yet either. Not saying it's getting there. Of course, anything can happen. It could tick over and fake us out. The market manipulators can do their thing, a black swan event, anything like that. But I'll just remain, because we do this daily, as I said, while we're above $31, so far so good, for a move to at least in 2024. No, I shouldn't say at least. I would say at maximum, I meant to say. A maximum move of between 37 to 40 US dollars in 2024. I'm sticking with that. Many people believe they're a little bit more bullish and they think it'll hit the previous all-time high of around 50 US dollars by the end of 2024. I'm going to stay a little bit more conservative, 37 to 40 US dollars maximum, with the key Fibonacci right here of $38.50 US cents as a major area to look at for resistance in 2024. Could I be wrong? Yes. Would I be happy to be wrong and it sails through? Absolutely, of course. And again, just dollar cost average is the best way to go. What would negate my more pumpy kind of feeling? Of course, closing below 31 and starting to close any week in particular. Start closing weeks, days I'd say, but weeks in particular, below my new line in the sand of $29.80 US cents right there. You start closing below here, not spiking, but closing, and you're at least probably going to come down and test 28. Again, the more times you test an area, the more likely it is to be taken out. I would actually hazard a guess that if we come back down to 28 again, that's probably going to be taken out, and you'd be looking at the bottom end of my best buy zone at 26 US dollars, even a spike below. Okay, but we're not there yet. So far, so good, because we are above my final hurdle of 31. That is silver, higher targets and lower targets to watch out for. And finally, we'll look at platinum, and then we'll get out of here. Platinum is looking strong. This is platinum on the daily time frame. As my subscribers know, platinum is my fickle mistress. It's like Lucy and the football, it constantly sets me up. Charlie Brown, I promise this time I won't pull the football out from you and you'll get to kick that thing into the distance. And then every single time Charlie runs up and then Lucy whoop, pulls it away. Okay, it's done it to me for years. Okay, but while we are in this area right here, I will remain cautiously excited, and we're almost breaking out. Not yet, we're almost breaking out into my getting excited zone. Cautiously excited, getting excited. Okay, well, no, sorry, cautiously excited, excited zone. Sorry, that's I should start that again. That is on the weekly time frame. See, if you look on the weekly, man, we had this move. We're back above the 2008 trend line. Just for my new subscribers, if you haven't seen it, this is the 2008 trend line on platinum. The thicker yellow line goes back all the way to February of 2008, downtrend line, failure to hold, failure to hold, failure to hold, failure to hold. Oh, it's looking all right, isn't it? That's why I'm cautiously excited. On the monthly time frame, it's looking good on the monthly. And in particular, because I had been saying we had a failed breakdown here. We hit the very top end of my best buy zone at $900, oftentimes from a failed move to break down further, oftentimes from a failed move to break through. Okay, it spiked, but it closed above. Oftentimes a failed move is a fast move in the opposite direction. It certainly looks like it's moving fast. I also did say on the monthly time frame that this head and shoulders pattern, where was it? There was a head and shoulders pattern that was playing out that then became invalidated. I think that was on the weekly. Yes, it was actually on the daily. Very quickly, I did say right here, yep, I had this drawn in. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. It got invalidated after it broke out of the 2008 trend line. And then we came to the February of 2021 trend line, bounced off the 2008, and now we're moving up. Oh, man, I'm very cautiously excited for platinum. When we start closing weeks, I'll even say days, but particularly weeks above the February 2008 trend line, this one right here, if we start closing above there, I'm in excited zone for platinum. Okay, and of course, I will not be personally getting back into platinum. I have some platinum myself, but I won't be buying more platinum until one of two things happens. Either if we come back down into the best buy zone, that is an area that I would look at purchasing more platinum, and when we close any month above 1,115 US dollars, that's my final hurdle to say it's 100% bull market territory. That's when I will consider buying more. I could do it here, but this I'm going to remain cautiously excited for now because it's faked me out many, many times before. So that is looking good, I will say. So far looking good for platinum. Good for gold over the mother of all trend lines. Good for silver over the final hurdle of 31. And that is it. So thank you very much for watching, keeping it short and sharp today. Let's do a final synchronized slurp in 3, 2, 1. Thanks for watching. Good morning, stackers. Hopefully you will get a proper live show tomorrow at 9:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking. I'll see you later.